Easy to leave it there. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. This week for episode 144, we're reviewing You Were Never Really Here. You Were Never Really Here was directed and written by Lynn Ramsey based on the book You Were Never Really Here by Jonathan Ames. Cinematography is by Thomas Townend and edited by Joe Beanie, with music by Johnny Greenwood. Production companies were Film 4 Productions, British Film Institute, Why Not Productions, and Page 114. Distributed by Studio Canal in the United Kingdom, Amazon Studios in the United States, and SND Films in France, with release dates of May 27, 2017 at Cannes, November 8th, 2017 in France, March 9th, 2018 in the United Kingdom, and April 6th, 2018 in the United States, with a runtime of 90 minutes. Do we have a budget? I don't think we have a budget. Yeah, we don't have any budget, but it made a worldwide box office of $10.8 million based on the numbers. You Were Never Really Here has an 89% tomato meter with 288 reviews and a 64% audience score with 5,000 plus ratings, a Metacritic score of 84 and a Metacritic must-see by 41 critic reviews, and a 7.3 by 322 user scores. And finally, with a Reddit U poll mean of 7.56, the only people whose opinions matters on You Were Never Really Here are us, and you're going to get 10 minutes of spoiler-free starting now. Get into it, boys.
I couldn't find a budget.
That's fine.
So I thought it was so interesting that this was a female director. Like, I didn't expect that.
She was the writer and director, and I looked up a video, and apparently she's been in the business for decades, but she's only directed 4 feature films, and all of them very heavily have to do with violence.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't see anything about this movie. This is not what I thought this movie was about, though.
I didn't know what it was about at all.
And let me tell you, Eric said we should really do a serious movie because we've been having too much fun.
This is honestly too serious.
A little too serious, dog. A little too serious.
I knew he what he kind of does, but
God.
didn't really know what he does. I didn't even know if he was a good or bad guy to start the movie.
I didn't either.
I assumed bad instantly.
I think that's spoilers. I think this movie benefits greatly from going in fucking blind
AF.
Just the blindest you could possibly be. I'm gonna be real with you. Stop listening right now and go watch this movie. It's a quick one. It's 90 fucking minutes without
It's really
credits.
like 90.
It's like an hour 25.
Yeah.
Like it's not even.
There's no end credit scene. You're not gonna sit through the credits. Like you're gonna fucking turn that bitch off and walk away and go take a bath or something, try to cool down a little bit. Like
Even the first 2 minutes is like intro credits and a dark screen.
Yeah.
Like this movie's like literally an hour and 20 minutes.
It's crazy. It is
quick.
a super impactful hour and 20 minutes though.
But she did that movie. I didn't know something about Kevin is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's something wrong with Kevin.
Kevin
Is
Hart?
what it's called. No. Ain't no
With Ezra
Kevin Hart
Miller.
here. Yeah, it has Ezra Miller in it. Oh, that was the. Oh wow, so she's done Ratcatcher. Never heard of it. Movern Kellar. Never heard of it. We need to talk about Kevin, which I haven't seen, but I've heard of it.
Yeah,
And then
I would like
this
to watch that one day.
I mean, at this point, we should have just done a double feature of we need to talk about Kevin in this, and we could just be like, I'm in a bad headspace.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about myself.
My brain is toxic right now.
Yeah.
So like it's funny. I mean, it's just hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it because like it's so quick. So like
Yeah.
everything you talk about is the movie. Like there's not much setup. I think it's interesting the way they go about telling the story, especially through like a chaotic like perspective.
Boy, that's putting it lightly chaotic.
Like we've watched some pretty weird things, and and I love weird. I love my fucking foreign
Yeah,
films.
but this is a bunch of white people weird though.
But this is different. I'm not gonna lie.
The reason I vaguely knew about it, but like I didn't know what the whole premise was. But I knew, like, I was like, okay, this is giving me, and from the little I know, like, oh, it's gonna be like the Korean thriller type stuff we've seen. So that's why I was like, okay, I can see that being in Eric's lane. So that's why I'll be like, hey, let's watch this movie. And it is, but it isn't at the same time.
Yeah.
Like the what is the Devil Within or
Devil.
something like that?
Yeah,
I saw the Devil. Like that's the movie. I thought it was gonna be close to that, but it is,
Bro,
but it isn't.
It was closer to Old Boy than it was I Saw the Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way I thought that's where the story was going.
Me either. I didn't.
Like,
I didn't even read a synopsis or nothing,
Yeah,
dude. I
me
just turned
either.
it on.
And even when it unfolded, I had to I was going back, and I was like,
dude,
am I missing? Like, what?
we're gonna get into it in 6 minutes. I watched the same scene 4 fucking times,
Dude,
because I was like,
on 3 separate occasions.
Yeah.
I thought I missed something.
Yeah. Well, Nick came down the stairs at one point, and that's why I had to rewatch it. And then at one point, I couldn't hear what they were saying. I had to turn on fucking subtitles. I had headphones in.
The mixer, the mix of this movie was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
No, but it's on purpose. It's on purpose. We're gonna get into it.
No fucking shot.
It's on purpose, bro. I'm telling you. And it ain't no on purpose like fucking old bullshit washed up wannabe fucking what's his name? Batman director.
Yeah, this ain't Dunkirk.
No,
This ain't Tenet.
It ain't no Dunkirk. Dunkirk was bad because nobody said no to that man. This movie was very meticulous in everything it did. So if the mixing was bad, that's where they cut the cost. That's
what
where
is it
we
like-
got to spend a little less on a mixer.
Yeah.
I'll have my cousin do it. You know what I'm saying?
It was 45 minutes into the movie, and they made it even harder to understand, though.
Yeah.
This dude might as well have been, I can't think of his name,
schizophrenic?
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he might as well be Tom Hardy.
Mumbling the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They expect
It's
a
always-
child in the Rubble Brothers.
Anytime I see a Joaquin Phoenix stuff, especially like this role, like Joker and stuff like that, it always makes me think because like I know his childhood's messed up, and I'm like, man, it's just he plays it a little too straight, too real, and I'm like, this man is scarred,
bro. Like
I've only ever seen
the Gladiator.
the Joker. I guess yeah, he was on the Gladiator.
That
he's
was like,
cycling that too.
yeah, but that was one of his most normal roles from what I've seen. Of
Yeah,
him.
Yeah,
He was normal in that one.
He doesn't even play Johnny Cash straight.
No, he
Like-
doesn't. Yeah, Johnny Cash was probably like, "Am I that dark? I didn't think I was that dark." Guys.
Yeah.
But like watching this movie, you get a sense for why he's the Joker.
He's a Joker, baby.
He is the Joker, baby. Yeah.
I mean,
he
you
put a
always
bag
hear
over
about-
his head and went, "I'm the Joker, baby." Say it.
you
Eric,
always
go
hear
ahead.
about like he's super method, right? And he's just like a dick on set, basically. I get it. After this one, I'm
Yeah,
like,
it makes sense when you see him in something like this because you're like, that's not even Joaquin Phoenix at that point. That's a different man.
it's not.
He's living
You
the
have to
life
go
of
in
a
such
different
a-
man.
You gotta go in such a headspace to play a role
It's
like
Joe.
Yeah, he
He
is
is
Joe
Joe.
through and through, brother. But he's amazing in it. I think the writing is amazing in this movie. I think, if I'm gonna assume that the CIA is really out here doing some crazy shit, like this is probably how it would all go down. Like, oh
Yeah.
man, this movie's crazy.
It's super realistic.
Like I'm not surprised
Painfully.
the way things unfold, but it's
Mhm.
also just like this is the story you told. Like
I can't wait to hear you guys' ratings. To be
I
honest,
think
with
it
you.
comes out of nowhere, man. You're like, okay, you're figuring out. You're like, all right, okay, I think I get what's going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, huh,
yeah.
And
okay.
I could be wrong, but this movie only has like 15 lines of dialogue, right?
I thought I only had 3, dude.
I don't think very many people talk at all. I was like trying to, because after I see these movies, I sit here and I try to think about what I want to talk about, like to try to just have an outline of discussion topics. And I was sitting here like, did anybody say anything, or is it super forgettable and I just didn't remember the lines?
There's probably like 10 conversations in the movie.
That's it.
Like,
over the whole
yeah.
hour and 28
Like there's
minutes.
obviously like words, but like actual like, oh, I'm telling someone something and they're telling me something back.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen that often.
Very little dialogue.
And all like and the way they tell the story, it's like there's parts and even that is like just words.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Just a monologue.
It's so
yeah,
weird.
it's I mean there's some chaotic sequences, but it's like it's because the perspective of the character. So like it's very interesting. Like this is an interesting movie, like to put it lightly. Like it's and I guess too, like I mean, based on the movies that I know she's done, like you can tell like, oh, okay, it's just her outlook on the way she does things like violence is very interesting.
Yeah. And it hurts. You feel every bit of it.
And it feels more like real because it's not like an action sequence in a sense of like, oh, like this dude's not James Bond. You know what I mean? Like
No, the
everything-
homie could be.
he could be.
He's almost
like,
too
when you
thick. But go ahead.
When you see action sequences like that in that movie, it's like either like one is like, oh, it's like, oh, look at this hero doing something, so it's not really like violence. Like this feels like violence.
Yeah, even though he's the
Yeah.
good guy, he's committing acts of violence right now.
Yeah. Like there's one scene I absolutely love, and it's you will get into it, but it's just like it's such a different perspective on how you like tell a story.
But also, it's not violence like a horror.
You don't
movie
really ever
violence.
see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's off screen most of the time, which is nice. Because honestly, if I saw that, I'd be in a mood, dude. I'd be so. I'd be like, I
I'd
don't
just
like
be
this.
dead-eyed.
Yeah, there's nothing going on behind it.
Yeah, I mean the most violent scene is it's shot through a different like perspective,
Yeah.
which I think is interesting. But I think it actually makes it better
Yeah, I agree.
because like this thing doesn't do anything head on.
No.
There's one thing of violence that's head on. But we'll talk about that in 20 seconds.
It was a wild trip. That's all I could say, man.
Because-
It is a wild trip. It's a trip.
I would hate to watch this trip, and let me tell you, because I'd be having a bad trip, is what I'd be having. Like,
for
I don't
sure.
like this. I don't like this. Make it stop, please. I don't want to be here. All right, with 3 seconds on the board, we need to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to whether or not we think people should see. Fucking, what is this called again? I forgot. Oh, you were never really here. 3, 2, 1.
Thumbs up.
Oh, dude,
Thumbs
for a
up.
second, I thought James was not gonna give it a thumbs up. I was scared. I was
Just
like,
be prepared.
I had my hand like where it looked too much thumbs up, so I had to like turn it.
Yeah, I think that's the most true sentiment. You just gotta be fucking ready, brother. Because if you come into this not ready, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That was our review. That was our spoiler-free review of You Were Never Really Here. If you want to listen to our spoiler full thoughts, go ahead and click that button up there in the top right-hand corner. It'll take you to the beginning of the thing. Maybe I'll put in a time code so you can skip straight to spoilers, and I'll help the boys out. But yeah, other than that, we love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay. Let me put the spoiler thing because that's how I know where to edit.
Clap on.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
I actually use that too. So I look for where we start to point and for when the timer goes off. And then I look for the spike when I go quiet and you guys say bye and I cut it right there. Ooh.
That makes sense.
It makes it so good. If you guys ever stopped saying bye, I would have to call a team meeting and be like, you guys got to start saying bye again.
I think we missed it on one recently, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was like one where maybe it was
We
the
just-
John
we-
Wick one or
Yeah,
something
it went
like that.
quick. It just was real
Yeah.
quick.
He was real fast.
And then we got into it, and like 10 minutes into it, I'm like, oh, I don't think we said bye.
Yeah. Okay, now we're officially spoiling it. The only bit of violence that we really see is when he blows his head out at the end of the movie, but then it ends up being fake anyways.
Yeah.
I had to rewind it. I was
Dude,
like, did
I
someone shoot?
rewound
I missed it. Like, I just like missed it. I was like watching, but then like it was like the movie was almost over.
Yeah.
So like I guess I wasn't paying attention as much. And then I'm like, dang, did someone come get him? Like, what the heck? And then he did it. But then it's like no one's like reacting. So I'm
Bro.
like, what's going on?
Bro, I was like, what the fuck did I just see?
Yeah.
Those 3 watchbacks are exactly what I had to do because Nick
Yeah.
was coming down. And so I'm like talking to him, telling him like, hey, this is the very end of the movie. I don't want it to be spoiled for you. You don't have to come over here. And so he like fucked with me when he came over here or whatever. And he went to go sit down in Alex's chair and I look away and I hear, boom. And I go, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then he's on the floor or he's on the table bleeding. So I'm like, I gotta watch it back. So I'm watching and then you see him pull the gun out and put it in his mouth and he pulls it. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck is happening? So then it goes a little bit more and she puts the check on the table and I'm like, did I just actually see what the fuck I'm watching right now? It's
She had like blood on her face and
Yeah.
there's blood on the people behind.
and then I played it again. The shot went off and I watched everybody in the background. I'm like, why isn't anybody responding?
No one
Yeah.
cared.
No one cared.
Yeah.
And then she
I was-
came out.
so- I was like,
Good
did
shit.
he have a silencer on? Like,
Oh, hell no. My ears said otherwise.
That's what I
brother.
thought too. I was like, is that just a 22? And it was super quiet.
Hell no. Shit would have been ding, 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 ding,
Because I
ding.
thought she could put the check down and then be like, ah!
No, hell no. That was all over her face. She was looking
Yeah.
crazy. And then the little girl comes out and she's like, let's go. It's a beautiful day. And I was like, oh my God, he killed his past self. Oh, he's growing.
Dude's so suicidal the whole movie though. So like,
Bro, yeah, that bit of coming back to just like suffocating himself and like playing with the knife, trying to like land it on his foot, see if he can dodge it. Like
No,
the
but,
whole
like-
movie, I was like, what's going on, man?
But he's not suicidal though, right? Because
I don't know.
This is
he has suicidal thoughts.
No,
so
he doesn't. So I watched a video by Take Two. That's what the channel's called. Because I don't want to take it as my own. But if you watch, he commits acts of violence to shut out those negative thoughts. Because so it flashes back to when his dad is abusing him and his mom or whatever. And the reason
Yeah.
he goes into the bag and you see him cover his ears and he starts breathing heavy is because when you start breathing in that carbon dioxide, you get lightheaded and you get like almost euphoric because you're
A little
dying.
sleepy.
Yeah, because like you're gonna pass out and die. And so what he's doing is he doesn't want to kill himself. He's just trying to. So that was the first safe space he ever knew. Right, was in that bag with his ears covered or whatever. So that's why we see him do it
I mean,
right before. Go ahead.
I think he did want to kill himself at the lake though.
He did after his mom died. Sure.
Yeah.
But then he thought about Nina, and he was like,
Yeah, he
"No,
thought about the
fuck
girl.
that. I
But I think
gotta do this shit though
Yeah.
for Nina and Maddie."
I think in the end, he like does think he does want to kill himself, but then when she comes, it's like, okay, like this is not my reason to live. Like she's like his reason to keep going on. Because without Nina, he has nothing. What is he
So
like? 'Cause his mom's gone.
before that, and this was from the video, and then I rewatched the scenes, and it made a bit more sense. When the reason he breaks down when he gets to the governor's mansion and he's dead already is because he needs that violence to choke down all the feelings. Because if he can focus on hurting people, he doesn't have to relive the traumatic memories in his mind, right? So when he gets there, sees that the governor's neck is fucking split open crazy.
She got him good.
Bro, she fucked his ass up. But like when he gets there and he sees that, the reason he starts crying is because he doesn't have that release now.
He didn't have that release yet.
Right.
I was about to say, yeah.
All the violence that he's been committing is, he's doing it to help children because he was a child from an abused household. But like he's doing it to help himself now because he needs to
like
shut
therapy for him.
out. Right, exactly.
See,
And then go ahead.
I looked at it real quick. Like I thought it was because he like almost in a sense like he's like, all right, I'm gonna save her, and then like when she saves herself, pretty much, it's like he almost feels like I didn't do my job, or like I didn't accomplish this or whatever. Because like I in a sense I think he does want to help her and like he does want to do good, but then like he just didn't finish it, like almost. So therefore, it's just like, oh, he failed.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The person who was analyzing it or whatever was kind of talking about how and they were relating it back to how the director kind of has used violence in different ways in other
so
movies, and so in
they have a
this
different
movie,
perspective.
the violence is a coping mechanism, and like that's the only thing that he can do to feel normal is to hurt other people. Crazy as fuck.
See, like, if I had seen her other works of art, first of all, and also, too, like, he probably watched this movie multiple times. Like, I think it's one of those things where, like, on rewatch and where like, now that I know how this movie unfolds, you can kind of get off little, like, nuances. Because halfway through the movie, you're trying to figure out one. Like, at first, I'm trying to figure out, is he good or bad? Then I'm trying to figure out, like, what is the purpose of the movie? And then by then, the movie's almost over. So, like, there's so many little nuances that it just flashes too quick.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you, like, this is a great movie to break down. Like, so, like, that's probably when he did a video, he was like, okay, he probably, I don't know if it's a him or her or whatever.
Yeah, it was a guy.
But like, he probably, like, okay, let me break down the first act and watch it a few times. And then, like, really, like, talk through it, wrote down the script and stuff like that. And I think, like, if you look at this movie, I'm sure there's so many little details that would hint towards what he's saying that, like, I didn't get on a first time, like, viewing.
Yeah, this guy seemed like he was really pausing it and like or like watching the flashbacks and shit like that a lot. Like, I mean, even the FBI shit that we get only a fraction of a second of when he takes a picture of the girls is
it's
crazy. Because it doesn't tie into anything with the movie other than the fact that like the girls in the shipping container were Asian and the girls that he took a picture of were Asian. That was it. Like,
even that, I'm still not truly sure what that was.
What was he part of that? Did he just read it on the news?
No, he was an FBI agent who was. I mean,
isn't he a former like veteran?
I thought he was I thought part of the military.
Bro,
I thought he was a
his hat
Desert Storm type of guy.
His hat said FBI, dog. That's all I know. Because I looked and I saw the FBI and I was like, oh, cool.
Because don't we see a flashback of him dancing with like a dude in Iraq or I guess somewhere?
I don't know. I thought he watched the dance happening. I thought he was sitting back.
I mean, he's also like a mercenary, hitman, whatever you want to call him.
Independent contractor.
Yeah, he's an independent contractor. But also, because I was confused.
Interior decorating.
Yeah. I thought I was missing something, but apparently he's a hired gun who specializes in rescuing trafficked girls. That's his specialty. That's his niche.
I got that vibe. I got the whole vibe where he's like, he helps kids that were kidnapped, I guess.
Right.
And I think that's a thing that like you gotta just know. Like, I don't know if it's really told. Like,
I think he says it to Vodo when he's talking to him. I think he's like, yeah, I do this. I specialize in this. Like I don't think he says it in those
I think
words,
you're right.
but like his reassurances to him. But that's one of the things where it's like I'm
That's what I
watching
do.
I'm watching these two men talk to each other, but like the words are so fast that I'm getting the emotion, but I like don't have the time to analyze the words that they're saying.
Yeah, like
It's
I
not
legit
like
need to
women
watch.
talking, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, I legit had to turn it up, and then like when he would step outside, it'd be so fucking loud. I had to turn it down.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie has some sensory overload like stuff, but it's like because that's his perspective. So
So it's Wikipedia, so fucking sue me or
grain of
whatever.
salt.
But it says Joe has flashbacks of the abuse he and his mother faced from his violent father and his brutal past in the military and FBI, and is troubled by suicidal thoughts. So there you go.
Oh, so he
has
was in
suicide
both
thoughts.
then.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
Bro,
okay.
that hat big as
Yeah.
fuck said FB on it, and I was like,
But-
what is it? FB what? FB what?
But like there's things where it's like because when he tells a boy like, oh, where'd he see me? Did he say anything? I thought he just had a cover, dude. This is Marvel, dude. He has his glasses and his hat.
No. He didn't even say. He said what he was telling him was, no, his son saw me. We have to kill that boy.
Yeah.
That's what I
Boy has
thought
to
too, man.
fucking die.
So
he said,
then-
I have to kill that boy. I gotta feel his life leave my hands.
I also, the beginning, I thought he killed a girl in a hotel.
It does
But
seem
then-
that way.
But
It
then,
does seem like
but then
he
he's like,
killed
"Thank
somebody.
you for rescuing." I'm like, "Oh, he rescued someone."
You're talking
When the
about
movie-
before we see him headbutt that guy.
Yeah,
Okay. It's
So-
no
the very
spoilers.
beginning.
Yeah.
So when he's like cleaning all his stuff off the bed, I'm like, okay, he's making sure he has everything because he just killed somebody. So now he has to put
Because
it
I
in
saw
the
zip
bag.
ties. I
Yeah.
saw fucking all that shit. I'm like, "Oh, he killed someone."
He
I
definitely
mean,
killed
yes,
somebody.
but in a good way. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
he was the good guy in the situation.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, okay, because like when the bed scene happens specifically where he has everything laid off, I'm like, okay, he's making sure because he just killed somebody because he's just a bad guy. So I'm like, he has
I
to make
thought
sure he
he was a
has
bad guy.
everything so that
Yeah.
when the cops come, there's no evidence.
He's good, and that's why.
That's how I took it at first.
And then his perspective is like he's walking out the lobby and he sees cops and he backs away. I'm like, "Oh, this dude's a bad guy."
I
mean,
mean,
some dude's just dead.
but
Like,
but he is a bad guy. He kills people. He still
Yeah.
murders motherfuckers. He still be swinging that hammer crazy at people.
I mean, I don't say violence is, like we shouldn't do violence and all, but like he is killing a bunch of pedophiles. It's not like he's killing like,
Yeah.
That's true.
like there's not one person he kills that like even he doesn't even want to kill the agents or whatever in the house. I'm assuming they're agents.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And like they killed his mom. Like
Yeah. Oh my God. Can we just talk about how that might be? That's top 5 saddest scenes we've ever reviewed ever. When
yeah,
he's
it's
sitting
terrible.
there and he's talking to him about who
Yeah.
killed his mom and whether or not it was painful, bro, I was crying in the club. I was not ready for that.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that whole like interaction with the agent on the floor. I was like, "This is
He
too
gives him a
much for me,
painkiller,
man."
right?
Yeah,
I'm
he gave him a
assuming?
painkiller so that he
Yeah.
would talk to him. And then, he asked him the questions. He asked who sent him. He gave up the fact that it was the other senator or whatever, the
Governor
governor.
Miller.
And then his
So wait,
sister... Go ahead.
that is the other senator's daughter, or is that just
So that is New York State Senator Albert Voto's daughter.
okay?
the
And
one
then the
that-
other senator was assaulting
That's
her.
the governor. That
governor.
was the governor's favorite girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why
Fucked.
the governor had him killed. Is because he's like, you're trying to take my favorite girl. But also, maybe Voto was in on it? Right? That's what the agent was saying when he was dying. And so he was like, he wanted out, but they wouldn't let him leave. So they killed him. And also, his daughter was the governor's favorite girl. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Because he probably knew about the ring, and he was like, "All right, man, my shit's getting to me. I can't do this shit no more." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, homie, blood
That
in,
confused
blood
me
out."
for a second though when they went from like, hey, this public official's daughter, no, this public official's like, prostitute. Like,
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
well,
whoa,
sex slave.
She was.
A prostitute typically has agency over her own body. She's a self-made businesswoman. This little girl was being sexually trafficked. She had no choice in the fucking matter.
She really didn't. So that confused me because then I'm like, and then because you have him in the background, there's some like news like stuff going on.
Dude, I was trying to follow it and it was so hard.
It's something about he's like hard. He did something, but like this won't happen again. Everyone makes mistakes or whatever.
Yeah, he gave a press briefing about something, but the Wikipedia doesn't say
Governor
what.
Vito?
Yeah, Voto. That's what it says here.
Well, like it was so quick, and they don't wait. They don't spend time on anything. You better get it.
But it makes sense when you think about how we're following the whole movie through Joe's eyes. Mm-hmm. So we only know what homie knows. And most of the time, he's out here getting shot in the face, ripping a fucking tooth out of his mouth, killing some cops by beating them to death with his bare hands.
All of the fucking ballpoint hammer.
He was doing work.
Yeah, he was.
And then it reveals that his dad was the original ballpoint hammer killer or abuser.
Yeah, that's why he favors the ballpoint hammer.
I was like, what the fuck?
It's sick, bro. It is sick. It is disgusting. Oh man. And he cracked old boy's mom. He fucking walloped her. My god. It makes this movie so fucking sad, dude. It's so fucking sad. I'm almost Go ahead.
I did not expect this shit.
Every time you get a flashback though, it's just like trauma.
Hey, it's been 10 minutes since you cried. Run that shit. Trauma again.
Yeah.
And it's so loud too.
Yeah. And he's always just trying to like drown out the voices. Like it's so crazy.
So did he get shot in the face?
That's how I took it.
But how?
The gun was firing off though when they're wrestling.
No, I remember hearing that, and I remember hearing him yelp. But like, where did it shoot him?
Yeah, I think he got him on the left side of his, so it'd be his right side of his cheek.
Yeah.
So like it looked like that's where the blood spot would be, but he also has a beard, so you couldn't really tell. But I do think that's where it would have been.
But like,
because he did say that he's like, that dude shot me in the face.
He was like, I got shot in the face.
But it probably just went out of his mouth, like through the cheek out the mouth.
Oh,
like,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because he does have like a black spot.
Right. Yeah,
but
like, but the hair is intact. If it's an exit wound,
come on,
the hair ain't gonna be intact.
Come on, dude.
No,
low budget, but yeah.
Low budget, yes.
Dude,
but I was mad confused. I was like, what the fuck?
That's how I took it, though. Like, I could be wrong, but that's the story I told myself.
or maybe it was just bullshit, kind of play it out.
Maybe he gone girled himself and he hit himself with a ballpoint hammer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But then dude, like, takes his teeth out and his mouth's all bloody after, though, so.
Dude, but he was Joker smiling the whole time?
Yeah, he was, dude.
I initially thought when he was taking his tooth out that was a razor blade. I was like, dude, is he fucking Jokering himself?
I thought it was the bullet.
I was very clearly a pair of needle nose fucking pliers he was tearing his shit out with.
Because he was stuck, dude. He got shot in the face.
Tim, what else do we got here?
I really like when he does go into the sex slave place.
Brothel. That's what it's called.
I guess we'll call it a brothel. It's the same thing where I'm like, all right, is it called brothel? Because them women don't want it. But anyways, like those camera sequences are crazy. Like that's like the most violence you see. And dude just starts studding dudes. But it's all like off camera, on camera, which is such an interesting way to do it, which I thought was dope because it's just different.
And it's all in black and white and super fucking grainy. And like, we don't know what's being said. We don't know if he's like yelling at people or if he's going up quiet as fuck. Or
if there's like club music on. Yeah. Like John Wick.
Yeah. Well, at least that one little song was on.
Yeah, that weird fucking song that we kept hearing.
And it was even on in this, dude.
It was
like
rough.
He played that song when he tried to assault. Well, now when he assaulted that girl, like every time, because it's playing in the house when he goes in the house.
Wait, hold on. We can't use
We're talking
pronouns.
about the Angel song.
Yeah. We need to say who is assaulting who. Joe didn't assault anybody.
No, Joe's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy with a gun too.
He's a vigilante.
Yeah, he is a vigilante for real.
But like, I'm assuming that's the governor that was putting that song on for
Yes.
like his kicks, which
Yeah.
is weird.
Right. Yeah, it's a weird song to get your rocks off to. That's for sure.
You know what? The other weird song was it was like the Top Gun song, but it was only the beginning drum part.
Danger.
It was it's
Danger Zone?
Danger Zone.
It was
I
like the
could not
beginning
imagine
of the
Tom
Danger
Cruise.
Zone,
Yeah.
but it was, you know what I'm talking about? That song they kept on playing.
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
I don't remember the nice
'Cause-
songs. Like when they're in the car, it's nice, and unfortunately, that song is like kind of sweet. But then you find out why it's playing, and you're like, I can never listen to this song again.
Ever again, ever.
Because
In
the
any context.
subreddit, they were going crazy. They're like, dude, Johnny Greenwood killed it with the score. And I was like,
Did they?
I don't know. Did he?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did.
I
That
don't
would
think,
be like my quick first takes. Like there's so
Yeah.
much other stuff going on, and then maybe I'll get around to it. But I'm not like watching this movie. I'm like the score.
yo, fuck a nut, you know? There's also not a, I don't know. Yeah, the score didn't really touch me in any way. Like, I wasn't really vibing with the score at all.
No, I was not vibing at all.
Yeah, it was hard no vibes. They were, this score was scaring the fuck out of the hoes, let me tell you.
Yeah, for
And I'm
sure,
the
for
hoe.
sure. And I was petrified.
So a lot of people are saying that the title is either for the girl or for Joe. One of them were never really here. We just don't know who was never really there. So a lot of people on the subreddit are saying that after Joe loses Nina for the first time, that she's just dead. Like they kill her or whatever. He never gets her back. And so the movies, you were never really here because he's telling her like you weren't ever really here, but I was still avenging you or whatever. And then some people in the Reddit were saying that it's about Joe, that Joe was never really there. And that we're like watching a ghost
yeah.
or some shit.
I
But-
took it as Joe was never really.
Really? I didn't really take it
Yeah.
as anything. I thought it was just a cool name.
I didn't think any of that. The way the movie ends, you can take it as he never got her back. Though it's easy to be like, this is all in his head. But like, what do you mean? We see a whole movie through his perspective. So
yeah, how
like,
could he not be there?
yeah. Like if we had more of her, if the movie was shot and we were seeing her like there flashing, then sure.
Yeah.
I can see the ending being like in his head though.
I almost want to read the book.
The book has a lot
Dude,
more.
that
details.
book's gonna be crazy, bro.
It's got to be wild as fuck.
Unless it's like a novel. And
I
it's
don't
like only
even know. I
like
can't
30
even
pages.
find anything that isn't about the movie.
I didn't even know this was based off a book until today.
Me either, but it's out here. Now a
Trying to
major
find
motion
this fucking
picture, harrowing story of corruption and one man's violent quest for vengeance. Oh, in this, he's just a former FBI agent?
Hmm.
Oh no, he's a Marine. His abusive childhood has left him damaged beyond repair. He is completely withdrawn into the world and earns his living rescuing girls who have been kidnapped into the sex trade. When he's hired to save the daughter of a corrupt New York senator held captive at a Manhattan brothel, he stumbles into a dangerous web of conspiracy and pays the price. As Joe's small web of associates are picked off one by one, he realizes that he has no choice but to take the fight to the men who want him dead. Brutal and redemptive in equal measure, You Were Never Really Here is a toxic shot of a thriller, laced with corruption, revenge, and the darkest inner demons.
So like it's crazy because like that's what he does in a sense, but like I don't get that same vibe, you know? Like when I'm
Yeah,
watching
They
like
make-
like a man trying to take down like an organization, I don't get that vibe.
They make it
No.
seem more John Wicky in that description.
For sure.
you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
And the
Uh-huh.
book might be more John Wicky, though, right? Because it's like,
Yeah.
you know, it didn't look like Jonathan Ames penned the screenplay with the director. So, like, it could be only, you know, kind of loosely based on it or just the major plot points or whatever, right? I'd be interested to give it a listen and see
Because this
how,
character could be
how John
totally
Wicky,
different.
right?
Like and his motivations could be a little different.
Yeah.
Because like I don't get like I understand what they're saying, but like that feel is not the feel you get in the movie.
Mm.
Right.
Like what's the synopsis for this movie?
You know, I don't know. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I can't
I-
find the song. But people are saying that this Johnny Greenwood's a genius.
When a Teenage girl goes missing. A jaded, brutal enforcer attempts a rescue mission. He uncovers corruption and abuse of power along his way and will use any means necessary to save the girl. So it's just Man on Fire or whatever.
Oh, I was literally gonna say the Man on Fire.
Yeah, that's like all it is. But Joaquin Phoenix, like it does not. What is the cinema score question for this? All right, I'm gonna look up the cinema score of this because there's no way it got a high score, right?
Well, that's why the audience score is so low on this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
This seems like a straight up like revenge thriller, and it's not really that.
Not even
No.
close, brother.
Like, he does things that you would see in revenge thriller movies, but his motivations are different.
Yeah.
I
But
was
yeah,
honestly
I-
surprised to see that the critics liked it so much.
No,
I did not
way,
expect
really?
seeing a 64 though from audiences. I thought this was gonna be like 80, 90.
No,
I thought they were
like-
just gonna be like, "This is too heavy for me. This is too hard."
critics love this shit though, dude. They
Yeah.
love it.
I mean, it's different. Like, it is. It's like outside the box of a movie like this, even. But yeah, I can see audiences not understanding the movie as well. Like,
I mean, I was surprised Reddit likes it so much.
No, those fucking sweaty neck.
Nah, I take it back. Yeah, you're right.
You'd be
You're
like,
right.
oh man, you know, if I got accepted in the Marines, I'd totally be like this guy.
Yeah. This is no Taken, man.
But you know, I got glaucoma, so they didn't let me in.
Yeah,
I got flat foot.
Oh yeah. I got a bum knee from playing in high school ball. I need one of you guys to watch that trailer and let me know if it's indicative
What
of
trailer?
the movie at all. I posted it in the chat. So you know, one of y'all pick and then just start watching it, and the other me
I'm
and the
watching
other
it.
person will vamp. All right. Yeah, I mean, this is what John Wick would be like if it took place IRL. Like,
Yeah,
this is
I mean,
really
this
what he
guy's-
would be like.
This guy, like, he feels his trauma. Like, in a lot of movies like this, like, the dude's almost like a superhero. Like, this man is a regular man going through it.
He got big as shit, though.
Yeah.
This might be the biggest Joaquin Phoenix has ever looked in his entire life. He was kind of
He-
massive.
He's rocking that dad bod.
Yeah, he's got the chussy. That's why, you know, he's got that
Yeah.
deep chest or whatever. It's hard to have.
His
good
arms
looking-
could have been a little bigger, though.
No, really, you think so?
Yeah, I
But
thought like
he's-
his forearms and like biceps were a little small.
But he's ex FBI and ex Marine, you know.
Yeah,
Dude, when you're worried about trauma, you ain't working out, dog.
but dude was still working on his back and shoulders.
I mean, yeah, his fucking traps were crazy, dog. I was like, okay.
I guess when you hammer enough people, it works that out.
Yeah, it's all hammery, right? So
Yeah.
his triceps are probably big too.
Yeah,
And his
loaded,
shoulders.
dude.
Yeah. I thought it was really funny seeing him in the FBI agent's suit, and like the suit is way too small for him, and he's like
Yeah.
driving around and shit. The shoulders are like right here or whatever. Yeah, it was. There's like
It's
no
crazy.
moments of levity in this movie. It's so
The
hard.
scene we don't even see it, but when you see old boy's hands just mashed up, that looked crazy.
Dude, I was trying to figure out while I was sitting in my chair what form of torture did they do to that man? Because I don't even understand. What the fuck did you accomplish there other than just making him fucking hurt, you know? So
He's the one
weird.
that is he the one that had the numbers?
Yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah.
So it was the Hispanic guy was the middleman between Joe and oh my god, I knew his I was just reading his name, John McCleary. So
Okay,
it was,
yeah.
It was Joe would talk to Moises and
Yeah.
then Moises would talk to John.
Yeah, because he's like, why don't you go straight to me or whatever? And he's like,
Yeah.
we need a new guy or whatever, like a middle point. But yeah, like old boy's hand. I'm assuming, like to me, I'm like, okay. I was like, are they also getting him with a hammer? Because like that's Joe ammo. So maybe they're smashing his hands with hammers.
Uh-huh. Okay,
That
bro.
looks crazy though.
Beep, boop, 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 boop. Eric's reporting back in live,
Bro,
fresh off the
the way-
trailer.
The way they cut that shit, they made it seem like a John Wick revenge
I
story.
bet. I'm sure. Yeah.
I was hoping you weren't gonna say that. That sucks, dude. They did this movie a fucking disservice. brother.
Yeah,
But it also
they made
went
it.
straight
They
to
added
fucking,
noises. Oh man,
It went straight to fucking Amazon Video though, so whatever.
I mean, it has
definitely-
box office though, so it had
It
to
lim-
release in like three
It was
theaters.
probably limited release so that they could be up for an Oscar, and then that was
That's
it.
in what 2015.
2018 in America.
I mean, it won some shit at Cannes.
Yeah, won a couple British Independent Awards too. One of them for best fucking music. We might just be dumb.
Yeah, I think we're just dumb.
But there's it's so quick, and I know the runtime's short, so like I'm just trying to catch the movie, like because if you're not looking, it's gone. Like you gotta. So like I need to watch it again, and maybe I could start paying attention to other stuff.
I don't even know when I want to watch.
I don't know
again,
if I want to, man.
That's a spoiler.
I mean, yeah,
for
this
the
is not
Super
like an
Scores.
easy rewatch.
Not
Yeah.
even close. All right.
Who do you even watch this with?
I have to put a
Nobody.
plastic bag over my head so I forget.
I was like, oh, you might watch this. Like, or I was talking to Alex, and I was like, you might like this. You know, it's Joaquin Phoenix. I think some crazy shit's gonna happen. It might be okay. And then it got, yesterday we were really busy, so today I was like, oh, I need to just sit down and watch this movie. I'm gonna just watch it without her. And then I was 15 minutes in. She came downstairs. Hey, bro, I'm so glad you're not watching this with me because this movie's fucked up, and you might not like this shit.
It is. It's messed up. Like it is.
Yeah.
That's a purpose, though.
Oh yeah, I mean it does what it wanted to do really well. But like if we ever made a habit out of like doing commentaries about the movies that we watched over the movie, I don't even know if I would have wanted to watch it with you guys. Cause I would have been trying to talk the whole time just to not have to pay attention to what's happening. It was hard.
We had to pause it so many times.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be so many pause. What the fuck is going on? What are we watching right now? Oh my god. Ah. Yeah, it's rough. All right.
We gotta definitely check out the rest of her films.
At least there's something
The
wrong
Kevin
with Kevin
one for sure, because I hear that's a banger.
Morvan Caller is another psychological drama.
Bro, she just works with the same fucking people every time. Edited by Joe Binney and music by Johnny Greenwood.
Hey man, she's pulling a Quentin and a fucking Nolan.
Yeah, I guess. She's the only reason fucking Johnny Greenwood's even getting any work, dude. Now I'm kind of pissed. Fuck this guy. You whack. You don't deserve it. That should be me. But that one is also based on a book. So maybe she just likes adapting novels that she's reading.
Yeah.
She just goes to the thriller section of Barnes and Noble.
I picked this one, yeah. But there's something about Kevin has Tilda Swinton in it, John C. Reilly, Ezra Miller,
shit.
and that's it.
Yeah, that cast is crazy. I've almost seen that movie
John
so many
C.
times,
Reilly.
but I hear it's so messed up that I just like haven't like.
Well, now you know. Now you know what you're kind of in for, dude. After seeing this,
I've
heard.
There's something, or we need to talk about Kevin in my Hulu queue for 5 fucking years. It's been there, and I've been like, the minute they say you're going away, bro, I'm watching the shit out of you, and now I know. Yeah. But apparently both Ezra Miller and Tilda Swinton in that movie are fucking wild. They're just...
I hear, like, it's just, like, the characters are fantastic.
Yeah, we about to fuck around and find out.
I don't know if I can back-to-back week that, though.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do it next week. No.
Okay.
We just earned ourselves 4 weeks of funny movies, you know?
Good levity.
Yeah.
Fucking 6 weeks, dude.
Yeah.
But I made the mistake of going to see the Super Mario Brothers movie after watching this movie, and I only smiled twice because I was such a bad.
I was dead on the inside.
I was so dead.
Dude, and Mario's is so funny too.
It's so funny, but like it only made me chuckle a couple times, and the rest of the times, so I went with Vinny, Nick, and Mikey, and the rest of the time, like Mikey's in it, he's watching the action, and Vinny and Nick are like chuckling, and they're like, "Oh man, this is awesome!" And the whole time,
Dude,
like,
and when you got to the
Joe,
little star,
bro. yeah,
the little, you're like, oh, I can relate with you, little star.
It was fucked up, man. I was like, I should be so happy right now. I should be so elated. I should be feeling overwhelmed with feeling of
you should have watched them in opposite order.
Oh man, I should have watched it in the opposite order. I would have been like, you know what? There's hope in the world, though. There's super brothers out there. Maybe Joe has a super brother he could count on. Oh man, shit had me all types of fucked up. All right. Any closing remarks before we go into the final questions?
Shouts out Joaquin Phoenix, man. He can't wait to see his next movie. You know.
He brings
Bo,
it, dude.
Yeah, Bo is Afraid. I can't wait to see the next movie either.
Yeah.
I was ready before this movie, but now I'm definitely ready.
Man, he's gonna do some fucked up shit in that movie, bro. Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be wild. All right. Questions. James, what's your favorite part of You Were Never Really Here?
When he starts beating everybody with his hammer, and you see it through the cameras. I think the way they shot it is cool. I think he just bops some dudes in the head all crazy. They just stand there like idiots, and then boop.
Yeah, somebody in the Reddit was complaining about that. They were like, can we just talk about how unrealistic the brothel would be? Because everybody just stood there and watched him attack them with a hammer. And it's like, it's a movie, one. And two, if someone comes running at me with a hammer, I might just fucking freeze up and be like,
Yeah,
what
you
the
don't know
fuck is
what to do.
happening? Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I thought one they was like, oh, they're just frozen, but also two, like, if you figure these people are all probably other government officials, stuff like that. So it's easy to think like, oh, hey, they're just after one of these guys, and I'm just gonna mind my own business. Like, these aren't like your regular run of the mill like brothel users. Like, these are probably all people of power. So you don't even expect someone to kind of get into your area. So like, I see them literally just being frozen because they're like, whoa, what? Like, that is the last place you think someone would come into.
And hit me with a fucking hammer.
Yeah.
Eric, what's your favorite part?
Just Joaquin, man. He's built different, dude. You know.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was Jesus in the Mary Magdalene movie.
Yeah, I saw that movie. I was
Fun
like,
fact.
what the fuck?
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
That is wild.
Wait, and Rooney Mara is Mary Magdalene?
Oh hell no! Get the fuck out of
Hey,
here.
bro, we might have to watch that movie though. This
Rooney
is
Mara's
kind of
good.
wild.
Are they married still, or are they divorced?
Ooh,
I didn't know they were
Oh,
together.
oh, they're currently engaged.
Rooney Mara and Joaquin
Joaquin, yeah.
Phoenix.
Did they meet on the set of that movie?
They had to have.
2016 to present.
What was that movie?
Well, this movie released in 2018, which means it very much could have been filmed in
Oh
2016.
shit! Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Who
So
would've thought?
Jesus really did get it in with Mary, huh? That's
Had
cool,
to.
man. That's cool. I fuck with that.
I mean, I don't know if that's how that worked, but yeah.
I mean, that's what the Holy Ghost says, dude.
you ain't
I
lying.
do say the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. You know, it's all
Yeah.
one.
And Joaquin Phoenix is all of them. What was my favorite part? My favorite part has to be that diner scene at the end because that shit was crazy.
It's hard to determine that was gonna happen.
Even on the fifth watch, I was like, "This might be the most explosive scene of cinema I've ever had." Come at me all crazy like
It
this,
comes out of nowhere, man.
dude.
And the way he thuds.
It's brutal.
It's just because it's so believable that he would do it. You know?
So I have one issue with it though, and stick with me here because it's gonna sound a little crazy. I don't know if you guys have ever seen someone who has shot themselves in the face like that. The blood is not that thick though. It is wet and it runs. And so for it to come out like a raspberry jam, I was like,
He was slow.
Oh,
that's
see, I
not how that
thought,
works.
I thought blood was like that. It was thick and viscous.
Let me tell you, bro, I've seen some shit on the internet. It ain't like that,
Oh my
okay? I've
God.
seen some shit. There was a senator who shot himself after like a court hearing or something like that. He like had a
Yeah.
gun in a manila folder, and in front of all the news reporters, he just pulled the gun out of the manila folder, put it in his mouth, and blew, pow! And
So
it-
you're
One way to
saying
do it.
you're saying Django Unchained, Quentin Tarantino, that blood is more realistic than this blood.
it's like that viscosity of the blood, yes. The amount
Yeah.
of blood, no. 'Cause he got motherfuckers bleeding like they got 30 pints in their asses. You know what I'm saying? No.
For sure.
But like the amount of blood was correct. The way the blood was flowing was incorrect. And so I loved the scene. I thought the scene was beautiful. It was the way that it described his rebirth, right? In those actions, I thought was amazing. But then I was like, why is he bleeding raspberry jam all over the table though? He
He
doesn't
just had a strawberry milkshake, dude.
That's
Come
what
on,
it
this
is,
shit's
yeah.
all frozen.
He has a bad diet.
a terrible diet. You could tell he was dirty bulking for the last 20
Just
years.
Cigarettes.
Just cigarettes. James, what's your least favorite part?
I guess I don't know if it's a short movie, so like I don't know if it's like a pacing issue, but some stuff goes by too quick. I just felt like they should have spent more time explaining certain things because it just happens so quick. And I'm like half the movie I'm trying to catch up. Like I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and everything's like a fleeting moment.
I could see that. Yeah, it is wild. But if they slowed it down, would that almost give us some time to be like, Oh, this is really weird. This is unrealistic.
I
Like-
mean, yeah, it's a thin line.
Yeah, it was super thin, especially with only an hour and fucking 21 minutes and some change or whatever.
Yeah. This movie was 45 minutes. I don't care.
I'm saying it. It was 10 minutes if you only look at the dialogue.
Yeah, every time I talk about this movie, it was less and less time.
Eric, what was your least favorite part?
Just the audio, man. It was fucked. I thought.
You better blame old Johnny Greenwood or whatever the fuck. It was his
Now they
fault.
love him.
They do love him. She loves the hell out of that man.
They're probably married.
Oh man, fucking these nepo babies or whatever the fuck it's
Oh,
called.
yeah.
What? It's not racist.
No, it's not racist. It's nepotism.
Prejudice,
okay.
at least.
My least favorite part is he never went to the Continental. Had he
Should've.
showed up to the Continental, dude,
Shit.
we could have gotten Lance Reddick one more time. Oh, it would have been good shit.
I
He
just
coulda
wonder
got
if this
himself-
is-
Doctored out.
I wonder if this is where he decides to, start spinning his sign, though.
What?
Start what?
Spinning his sign and putting on his clown makeup and working for that agency.
Yeah. It is this. Yeah. Because he's like, I need to do something else.
It was that one bad day, dude.
Wait,
That's all they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the bad day that he tells the Commissioner Gordon all about. He's like, oh, no, I'm telling you, brother. You pull the gun out, you shoot yourself in the head, you come back to life. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I hate it here. Cinema Score questions. Would we rent it?
No.
Nah,
Would you buy this movie physically?
No.
probably not.
Would you buy this movie digitally?
No.
Nah.
Would you buy this movie in the $5 bin at Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, or Vudu with other Joaquin Phoenix movies? Not saying which ones, just there will be other movies in the thing, but there's also You Were Never Really Here.
There's too much trauma for that.
And
Man.
with
I'm gonna say
every
no.
cursor, no. Now the director, maybe.
Bro, that's
Like-
even more trauma.
Yeah.
That's
It's
like
all
more
trauma.
traumatic. Yeah. Okay. I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I
I just
Yeah.
have one bad day.
Yeah. You watch it over and over again. I don't know if I could have something that brutal in the house for the kids to randomly pick up and
Nah.
be like, "Oh wow, you were never really here. Let's throw this on at the sleepover." And
You ain't lying.
That'd be
This is
rough.
a weird Johnny Cash sequel.
Yeah. Is this before or after he covers Hurt? I don't know.
Now I get why he was so hurt.
Would you put this on in the background while people are over?
You can't.
Fuck
No, you could. But you'd be killing the fuck out the vibe. You would just be
Yeah.
you'd be murdering it with a ballpoint hammer if you put this on in the background. No way, dude.
Or it could be like oh look, my day could get worse. Things aren't that bad. Look at Joaquin.
Oh, you're sad your dog died? Here, let's hang out, but I'm gonna just put this on in the background. Make you think about how hard it could be out here.
Dude, that's a terrible job. Like, he's just constantly going to, like, sex trafficking
And it's the
places.
most fucked up places. Those places, man.
Yeah.
And it's the least thankful job I'm getting. Look, we were talking about it on the pre-show of the podcast here. I thought being a stepdad was the least thankful job on the planet. Being Joe in this movie is
Yeah.
the least thankful fucking job on the planet. You did your job right, and you still almost got fucking murdered for it.
Yeah.
Dude, being Joe in any cinema is not good.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Any work of fiction, being a Joe is a bad thing. Your shit sucks.
Yeah.
Would we watch this again? I would.
I need to. It's gonna be a minute.
Maybe in 2 years. I'll watch it again.
I gotta watch it with someone else though. I'm not watching this alone again.
Nah, we can't.
I need to
No.
watch with someone that's also seen it already, so I can ask questions.
No, hell no. I can't wait to see this with somebody who hasn't seen it, so I could just look at them for an hour and 20 minutes.
Eh.
Yeah, you see that shit? That's a ballpoint hammer. I know you seen it. And then we all three recommended it. So, does anybody have a good rating for? Oh, I fucked this up. This was episode 145. No! Well, at least I figured it out now. Damn it. It's okay. Does anybody have a good rating for You Were Never
I
Really
don't have
Here?
any cool ratings. Jaime?
I'll give it. I buy all my weapons in aisle 8 out of 10.
Oh, wow. That was a good one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was creative, man.
I tried.
I think, Eric, you should go next because I think you guys are going to shit on me.
So, I think I'm going to give this a solid 7.5 Percocets out of 10. Or whatever he was popping.
I could use a
don't know.
7.5 right
yeah,
now.
you ain't lying. So, coming into this review, I was going to give it a 6. I'll be real with y'all. I was like, it's a good movie.
Based on what?
Based on what? Based on it being weird and sad the whole time. It was weird and sad the whole time.
Well, I felt the same, honestly.
Well, but you know, I think, and this is one of the beauties of doing the podcast, mid-podcast, it all changed.
Yeah,
You know,
we flesh it
talking
out.
about
We
it,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
Because
Some movies need discussion.
you gotta. This is one of them, brother. This
'Cause
needs
I was a
couple
sad boy
more
after this shit.
discussions. Yeah,
There's
it was,
levels to this shit.
it was hard. So, with the understanding that in 55 more episodes, in a year and 3 months, no, not even, because we do 10 movies every Oscars. So,
Yeah.
you know, it probably a year. I know I'll be able to
We
change
may or
all
may
these
not do a
scores.
Christmas special.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
another one too. We may or may not spread it out into January this time. You know, understanding that I can change it, I'm gonna give this one a soft 7 teeth out of my head out of 10. But it's soft. Knowing that it could go a point up or a point down, who knows how I'm gonna be feeling at episode 200? I might give it an 8.5. and really
Yeah, I'm
close
actually going
it
to change
up.
mine
No.
to a 7 as well.
You can't. That's it.
Bro,
You
I
s-
can do it right now, man.
That's fine. Dude, I'm about to remove editing capabilities.
Oh
in this
no,
bitch.
he's gonna lock the box.
Yeah. Just that one box. Fuck. I don't know what movie we're doing next week. It's got to be a fun one, though. We
It
cannot.
better be.
I can't do
I feel
this
like
again.
something comes out on stream.
I think only serious shit comes out next week, too.
Oh, no.
Dude, there's something that comes out on streaming I wanted to watch, but I can't remember what it is.
Dude,
It's
doesn't
a
Bo
funny
is
movie?
Afraid come out next week? Bro, Bo is Afraid is playing right now in cinemas.
That's what I mean. It's,
Ay. I can't hang, bro. I can't hang.
I cannot.
Oh, but
Hang on,
I gotta go to Illinois to watch this movie, though.
my- y'all.
Ooh, is this my first Alamo Drafthouse movie?
Bo's Afraid? That probably would be a banger.
It would be a banger.
Isn't it like 4 hours long?
Bro, it's not 4 hours long. It's 2
Nah,
hours.
it's-
2 hours and 59 minutes, though.
Dude, Scorsese's next movie is supposed to be like 3 hours and like 50 minutes. Or
Yeah,
Fuck
but
that.
fuck that old geezer. He wants to make a movie that he can die watching.
Dude, it's legitimately gonna be like 4 hours.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
You can
He's-
die watching.
He's gonna fucking age down all the actors and shit. Miss me with that. I
I mean, Leo's in
Same
it.
with that shit.
I might have to do.
What's
Bo's
next week? The 21?
Yeah,
Yeah.
21. I mean, Alamo Drafthouse has it for a while, so we could probably give that one some time. Do a fun
Evil
one.
Dead
next week.
Rise comes out.
No, soon.
Yeah, it does. Opening the
week?
21st.
Yeah,
Oh,
Guy
we gotta
Ritchie's
do
The
that one.
Covenant.
Oh, fuck that movie.
Ugh. Even though the Jake Gyllenhaal interview was good.
It was fine.
I did like it as well.
You know, we're
But-
chit chatting now, so I'm gonna call it on that one. All right. Thanks for tuning in on twitch.tv/SoonerLaterTV or youtube.com/@SoonerLaterTV for our review of You Were Never Really Here. Continue listening and watching and showing your support on all social medias @SoonerLaterTV. If you couldn't catch us live on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Central, don't worry. You can listen to us on all podcasting platforms and on YouTube on Wednesday at noon. Just look up Sooner or Later TV. Tune in next week for our review of Evil Dead Rise. We love you guys. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.